Hello and welcome to sdpn's 2023-2024 NBA season previews. Today we're going to dive deep on the 2023 NBA champion Denver Nuggets, who have spent the summer celebrating their first title in franchise history and still have most of the main pieces returning to this roster this season with hopes of repeating. Can they do that? Let's preview the 23-24 Nuggets. But first, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more NBA content. The season is almost here and we have tons of great videos coming your way to get you prepped for what should be an awesome season. This summer has been about celebration for the Nuggets, and rightfully so. Jokic is out in Serbia winning horse races and enjoying himself. Jamal Murray came back to Canada and toured the Larry O'Brien Trophy around Southern Ontario. And going into next season, nearly all of the nucleus is going to be the same for what was the most dynamic offense in the league last year, surrounding arguably the best player in the entire planet in Joker. Heading into the 2023-2024 season, the Nuggets will have a target on their backs as the top dog in a much improved Western Conference. The Lakers, their opponent from the Western Conference Finals, improved. The Grizzlies got better. The Suns got Bradley Beal. The Warriors, Mavs, Thunder, Jazz, and Pelicans are all competitive, and even the Spurs and Rockets got better. That being said, there won't be many off nights in the West this season, and while the Nuggets are still the head honcho, they do have a much harder task at hand this season, especially because they lost some depth by letting Bruce Brown walk to the Indiana Pacers. Brown was an integral part of the Nuggets title run, being their sixth man and helping their second unit, playing alongside Murray and even in place of him. His activity as an off-ball cutter and mover will surely be missed, and he brought a level of stability and flexibility to the roster that they will look long and hard to try and replace this season. But that doesn't mean that they're lost without him. Christian Braun showed an ability to do much of the things Brown could last season, and was even impactful in the finals for the Nuggets, albeit in a smaller role. Now, his role was inconsistent all of last season, only averaging 15 minutes a night, but that's likely to skyrocket. The question is, how effective will he remain when he's averaging like 25 minutes a night? At face value, Brown brings much of the same off-ball movement that Bruce Brown did, and shot 35% from behind the arc on really low volume. They'll need him to space the floor more often and potentially handle the ball, and that will be the real test to see if he can fill Brown's role. Ultimately, the Nuggets ran a short rotation last year of Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Murray, Brown, Jeff Green, and at times, yes, Christian Braun. With Brown and Jeff Green gone now, Christian Braun steps in as their de facto sixth man, while guys like Reggie Jackson and newly signed Justin Holiday will have to fill out the back end of the guard rotation. As far as replacing Green's minutes, maybe Zeke Nagy, the fourth-year big man, can finally step into a consistent role and be productive. Or Vlatko Konchar, who did get some extended run last year when the Nuggets were dealing with injuries and worked well in their bench lineups. Now, Konchar did tear his ACL during FIBA competition this summer and recently had surgery, so who knows if he'll be available this season. And this is why being as thin as the Nuggets are this season might cause an issue. One injury or one player out of the lineup and they're forced to play guys deeper in their bench, and that is not what you need for a title defending team. Inevitably, the hope is that their younger players truly become legitimate rotation guys, especially Brown and Nagy. And maybe even some of their rookies from this draft in Julian Strawther and Jalen Pickett can come in and contribute as the rookie Brown did last year. Either way, the Nuggets are thinner this season, and how they deal with that will ultimately be the biggest factor. The player to watch could have been Brown, but we already talked about him enough, so I'm going to go ahead and say their enigmatic star guard Murray. The Canadian was absolutely sensational in the playoffs and in the finals for the Nuggets, and showed that he was truly the perfect second fiddle next to Jokic. He put up 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists through 20 playoff games, and was the perfect release valve for the Nuggets offense. That's huge considering that Murray spent a good chunk of time in the regular season trying to get back into peak form after missing nearly 2 years recovering from an ACL tear. In fact, Murray backed out of competing for Team Canada at the 2023 FIBA World Cup this summer in order to make sure he didn't overwork his body and is prepared to defend the Nuggets title this season. And honestly, taking off my Canadian hat for a second, it was probably the right call long-term for his career. Now, fully rested, Murray can realize the full scope of his stardom. He's never made an all-star game or has never been an all-NBA player despite performing like one every time he touches the postseason. And I think this year is the season we see him explode onto the scene. If Murray becomes that all-star, all-NBA type of guy in the regular season, well, the Nuggets, who are already the favorites in the West, will be even more terrifying and unstoppable. and there's a good chance that happens. Denver is projected to win 54.5 games next season, and given the fact that they won 53 last year and were the number 1 seed, barring injuries, it wouldn't surprise me if they did more of the same. Jokic is always healthy and plays at an MVP level consistently. Murray is rounding into form and coming off of an incredible playoff run, and they still have their highly potent starting nucleus. The big question will be if they can get meaningful contributions from elsewhere on the roster, and head coach Michael Malone will have a whole 82 games to try and address that. I think the Nuggets are also a big candidate to potentially make some fringe trades around the margin to shore up their depth, either by using draft capital or some of their younger guys to get another bench piece that can help them win now. Either way, 54 plus wins and the number 1 seed is definitely in the picture for the defending champs, even if the rest of the West has gotten much better. But what do you think? Can the Nuggets repeat with this current roster? Let us know in the comments, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We genuinely really appreciate it. Have a good one. Take care.